What's up everyone, welcome back to my top 10 setups of the day series. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. Today we're starting off the list with a fun and nerdy setup themed around Deadpool from user True Customer 4846. I love the triple monitor setup, especially with the third monitor being so high above the other two that it really makes this build stand out. Below these monitors we've got several awesome peripherals. This includes a pair of Logitech speakers, an impressively large SteelSeries mousepad, a Corsair mouse, and what looks like possibly a Corsair keyboard. Of course, this setup wouldn't be complete without some fun red RGB to match the theme and a cool variety of Deadpool figurines. I'm a huge fan of this setup, but I think it could look even cooler with some more intense and dramatic lighting. Our next setup is giving off huge vaporwave vibes and comes to us from Wolfmason. We've got another triple monitor setup, this time utilising the more common configuration with two vertical monitors and one horizontal. The vertical monitors are LG 32QN600B monitors, both flanking the horizontal LG 27GL850B 27-inch monitor that features a lofter screen light bar. These monitors are mounted to the IKEA Calby desk with a Huano triple monitor stand. On the desk you can also spot the Razer Viper Ultimate mouse and an AB Concore AR87 keyboard on the iconic Razer Glyphus extended mousepad. The OP's PC on the right features an RTX 3090, an Asus Prime X50 motherboard and a T4 64GB of RAM, all held inside a Corsair 500D airflow case. This setup gives off a great summer feeling and it feels like an amazing place to chill out and relax in. This next setup comes to us from user Kylin21 and it's taken us much more neon than our last two setups. Where this setup really thrives is in its lighting, which is brought to us by a standing IKEA lamp with colour changing LED bulbs, alongside the iconic nanoleaf lights, as well as some LED backlighting on the desk and monitors. It really makes the room feel ethereal and like a really sweet space for late night gaming or streaming. For some of their peripherals you can also see a Logitech mouse, a GT racing chair, and what looks to be a Keychron keyboard. Along with the stunning lighting, I think the minimalist decor really helps keep the area feeling spacious and clean, as well as lending itself to the vibe of the entire room. This setup is definitely a job well done. We're sticking with the neon vibe for the next setup, which comes to us from user gabzor. However, this setup does feel a little bit more futuristic. The most eye-catching part of this setup is obviously that gigantic Samsung Odyssey G9 monitor, which is masterfully mounted to the wall to give it the impression that it's floating, which is a fantastic way of having a huge monitor without taking up all of your desk space. Below the monitors, we've got a pair of incredibly popular Edifier R1280DB speakers, which are a fairly common pick for our setups. Last but certainly not least, a lot of the blue lights in the room are thanks to the nanoleaf lights, which are in a very interesting configuration that I'm a really big fan of. We've got something a bit different for this next setup. Coming from user the itsage, this next setup features a much more warm and pastel colour setup, giving it a more cozy and springy feeling. We've once again got a super large and impressive monitor, this time with the Samsung CHG90 monitor, which is mounted to the desk on a Vivo V100H monitor stand. To the right of this monitor, you're looking at a 2013 Mac Pro, which is a rare sight on this channel. I'm a huge fan of the backlighting on this setup, as it really makes the entire thing stand out from what we normally see, whilst it still uses a lot of the same materials that we see in a lot of setups, such as the Alex drawers from IKEA. Marking the halfway point in our list is this Lofi setup from Afiq Zayn. This is another setup with only a single monitor, but honestly it works really well here even though it isn't a gigantic monitor. The display is a Dell S2721QS 4K monitor that's big enough to give you plenty of screen room without cluttering up the desk, and it looks especially nice with that awesome backlighting. For peripherals, we've got what appears to be a Keychron keyboard, as well as a Logitech MX Master 2S mouse. I like the contrast of the warm and cool lighting, as well as the overall darkness of this setup, which really makes it seem more relaxing. At our number 4 spot is this adorable setup from Jessies Rad, who redid their study whilst under lockdown. They've got two monitors here, both of which are Apple monitors, as well as what appears to be two different Apple mice, and two different keyboards beneath each display. I'm super jealous of the massive L-shaped desk with the black Alex drawers, which OP actually painted themselves. Having the wall colour match the LED accents really brings the room together, and it makes this room seem like an amazing place to buckle down and get some work done. Our next build comes from Aspro116, and it's completely different from what we normally see. The art features a Huon canvas tablet and a wireless advent keyboard that have been embedded into this drawing table. We normally only see pure computer setups on this channel, and those are always amazing, but it is sometimes nice to highlight the unique and niche ways some people build their setups to suit their needs. The ingenuity of this build is amazing, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw some new builds taking inspiration from this very soon. This next setup was posted by Kinchu, and it's super cozy and comfy. Speaking of comfort, that amazing looking chair is an Ergo Human Fit Loo chair. On the desk between that classic dual monitor setup, you can spot the AN2 Pro keyboard as well as a Logitech mouse. I really like the warm lighting, especially from the nano leaves, as it makes the area seem cozy and the best place to curl up with a hot drink and gaming. For our final spot on our list, we've got this absolutely jaw-dropping jungle themed setup from Important Tower 9798. This is easily one of the best uses for the nano leaf lights, and I really can't stress how much I love this setup. Below the lights, we're looking at an AOC C24G1 monitor on an Elgato mount, a Razer Glyphus extended mousepad, an Alienware mouse and keyboard, as well as a pre-built Alienware PC. This is one of the best setups that we've featured, and I'm so excited to see what inspirations people take from it. And that is the end of today's list. Check out the description for a list of a lot of the gear that I've mentioned in the video. If you want to see more of these incredible setups, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next episode. Leave a comment down below on which setup you think should have been number 1.